Hi lovely friends, and welcome back to another video. Now on this channel I love talking about frugality and saving money, but a lot of the time I do talk about things that you can cut from your budget, things that you can stop doing to save money, and never ever talk about things that I actually spend money on. Now, being frugal does not mean that I do not spend money. It just means that I am choosing to be wise in the way that I spend my money, and I try to make sure I cut my expenses where it is necessary. So I want to talk to you today about the 4 things that I am always willing to spend my money on, and in fact actually do help me with making more money and saving more money. So today I'm bringing you a video about spending. And I hope you will enjoy it. Before we get started with this video, please make sure to hit that like button and to subscribe, because we are a community that shares all the latest information on the tips and tricks that you can use to improve your personal finances. So if you do enjoy that type of content, you know exactly what to do. I don't want you to miss an upload. I want you to get the latest information. Hit that notification bell for me. So the first thing that I am always willing to spend money on is books and education. Anything that will improve my financial literacy and knowledge so that I can be even more wiser with my money. Over the last couple of years, I have learned that there's so much money to be made, and there's so many ways in which I can improve my finances and make sure I am making the most out of my money. Now that just doesn't include stretching my dollar and making sure I'm getting as much for it, but actually making my money work and investing as much as possible. Unfortunately, these are things that are not taught at school. So these are things that you have to learn after you come out of school, unless you have a very progressive school that teaches you these things. But personally, I didn't learn these things, and I've had to learn them as I have grown up. And in fact, I'm actually ashamed to say that I've learned a lot of these things later on in life, when I wish I had learned them significantly earlier. So one thing that I always like to do is to invest in myself, invest in my education, and get resources and books and courses that will help me in doing so, in improving my financial literacy. So I have dedicated a whole video where I talk to you about the 4 books that absolutely transformed my life, and if you want to check them out, they are linked in the description box below. But these are just things that, one, help me understand exactly how to budget my money. There's so many budgeting methods. It's so important to understand exactly what the different ones are, as well as understanding which one best works with your current lifestyle. Another thing is actually understanding wealth management and managing your wealth and making sure you are investing as much as possible. Now, I am still a beginner investor, but I have learned so much from it. Now, it doesn't mean that I have to sit down every single day with a book and read through, but you know, I can sign up to audiobooks, I can get audiobooks, and I can listen to them whenever I am doing something else. So I like to always make sure that I'm listening to things when I'm cooking, I'm listening to things when I'm cleaning, and that way I'm making sure I'm using the most of my time, but also in line with my current lifestyle. The second thing that I always spend money, and I'm willing to spend money on, is anything to do with my home improvements. So for the basic repairs, I'm more than happy to invest in myself and invest in a course that will teach me how to do basic repairs. But when it comes to things that will actually add value to my home, I always like to make sure I get a professional to come and do it. So I'm talking about things like genuine home improvements, like plastering, making sure if you are knocking down walls and creating a new room, any renovation that needs to be done right, because I do realize that my DIY skills are limited, and sometimes it's valuable and worthwhile to pay a contractor who is very much experienced and skilled in that particular area to come and do the improvements, and that way it also saves me time as well. So I'm more than happy to spend money in areas that will generate wealth for me in my home. Another thing that I am more than happy to spend my money on is a car. I'm very aware that for the most part, cars are actually not an investment, because they do lose value over time and they will lose money over time. But what I do like to do is to make sure I always buy a used car. I don't think for the life of me I've ever purchased a car brand new, nor have I ever signed up for finance to purchase a car that is brand new. But what I do make sure is I get all the specifications that are met for me with a used car. And for all of my cars, I can say have all been used cars, have run really efficiently and have never given me any problems. And then finally, the last thing that I am willing to spend my my money on is investments. I have this year make investment a bigger priority than it was ever before in my life, and I am willing to spend money on it. In fact, through my financial literacy and all the books and courses that I have purchased and learned from. So as a beginner investor, I'm still learning the best ways to invest my money and to make sure that my money gives me the greatest returns. So I have heavily invested in books that teach me about investing in stocks and shares and investing in real estate, because that is two areas that I genuinely want to start investing more in. I am working towards setting aside £100 a week that will go directly to investing into my stocks and shares. And then I'm also working on a plan that will help me start on my property portfolio as well. So I am doing everything that I can to make sure that I'm not only saving money, but I'm also finding ways to make money and to invest in my money. Another opportunity that I'm thinking about is actually spending money to create a business that would generate me cash and hopefully help me move towards retirement. Because at this point in time, my main goal is focused on getting myself to a point where I can retire early and live the life that I want. So I'm on this journey to financial freedom, and that includes not only living a frugal life and saving as much money as possible, but it also means spending money in areas where I believe I can make my money work for me and start to generate more money as well. So those are the 4 things that I am always willing to spend my money on. I don't hold back in these particular areas because I genuinely believe that this is not only beneficial for me now, but will be beneficial for me in the future. So as much as I do like to talk about frugal living and cutting down costs and expenses, I do want you to be aware that I do spend money actively in these particular areas, and making sure that when I do spend money, I am spending money on things that will generate a positive return. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a like. Let me know in the comments below, what do you spend your money on? What is it that you are willing to splash your cash on? Please make sure to check out these videos, which will show you everything that I'm doing around finances, particularly personal finance, everything that I'm doing to save money, make money, invest more money, and of course, where I'm willing to spend my cash. And until the next video, thank you so much for all your support. Please do take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah.